No impact Mazar, as opposed to being greatly surprised, reprimands taken for but every other failure taken deeply shaken, insists he's in no way witnessed something like this earlier than Mazar maintains to explicit his sadness, highlighting Taken's repeated shortcomings. Hwan then speaks with Kamala and Zion, suggesting that possibly the immortal is hiding or already useless. Zion mocks his lack of expertise of the time period. Immortal annoyed, Hwan proclaims his willpower to kill the immortal and insists he desires the distinctive feature ring to discover him. He asserts he is geared up to avenge Nesset's dying and dispose of the immortal in any respect, charges with inside the beyond the scenes of severe casualties brought about via way of means of the immortals are visible. Transitioning to the prevailing, Zeynep intensifies Hakon's fight, schooling to put together him for the drawing close disagreement. They examine current environmental calamities, attributing them to the movements of the closing immortal. Kamala informs them that it is time to retrieve the distinctive feature ring, an important artifact he directs them to act depended on dependable one named I, dwelling out of doors the metropolis together along with her son, who has been safeguarding the hoop without touch from the dependable ones. In the meantime, Faisal stalks with Mazar the information of securing the Hagia Sophia contract. Expressing his elation upon arriving at Aishi's deteriorated house, Han and Zeynep doubt anybody lives there. Inside they stumble upon a younger guy, K, who defensively refuses to reveal his mom's whereabouts, spotting him as Aishi's son. Han calms the scenario, prompting Zeynep to decrease her weapon. OK leads them to Aishi, restricted to a room because of her risky intellectual nation and tendency to get lost. After introducing them to his mom, K steps away. Upon returning, K makes a Telcel smartphone name, revealing to the recipient that Hakon and Zanb have arrived to fulfill Aishi. This exposes K's genuine identification as an agent appointed via way of means of Majar, now no longer Aishi's son. In the meantime, at some stage in their communication with Aishi, she stays unresponsive time and again writing on a web page, but while Hakon suggests her the protector's tattoo, she reacts with wonder, retrieves the hoop from her mouth and palms it to him, explaining that its stone is with a person named Sanchi. In addition, famous that the younger guy isn't always her son, however has been keeping her captive unbeknownst to them. K observes this interplay via surveillance cameras. Armed, he enters the room, however Zabe speedy disarms him and Hakon restrains him with inside the resulting battle. Aishi shoots K as greater of Mazar's guys arrive. Aishi urges Hakon and Zay to get away, even as she covers their retreat, navigating via an unexpected territory. Hakon, even though disoriented, follows Zeynep, and collectively they keep away from their pursuers. Even as riding away, Ela calls Hwan once more, approximately the activity provide. He declines, however she insists, citing that her very own function is a threat, and requests he give an explanation for his refusal at once to Faisal. Hakon agrees and visits Phil's workplace, wherein he encounters Mazar. Ela informs Mazar that Hakon is reluctant to simply accept the activity. Mazar, watching Hakon, feedback that possibly it's for the exceptional. In the course of their interplay, Mazar gets a call inquiring approximately K's reputation, which increases Hakon's suspicions approximately Mazar's involvement. Therefore Hakon reconsiders and informs Ela that he's now inclined to simply accept the task provided. In the meantime, Kamal visits the sanatorium to accumulate data, approximately Susan Simplest, to find out that Mazar has already removed her. Kamal retrieves footage from the sanatorium's protection cameras taking pictures. Mazar's photograph returned at the drugstore. He and Zeynep talk the picture while Hakon arrives. Upon seeing the image, Hakon identifies the person as Majar and explains that he generic the task to hold a knife fixed on him. Zeynep and Kamal recommend warning, however Hakon dismisses their issues, determined. Hakon urges Kamal to find the dagger, rapidly expressing his motive to kill Mazar. All of them suspect Mazar to be the ultimate immortal. Kamal explains that even as it is actual that immortals and protectors are clearly interested in every different they want concrete proof. Earlier than taking movement, Zeynep remembers that son turned into a famed architect with significant works in Istanbul, suggesting they look for the stone. Hakon, pissed off, insists that Mazar is the immortal. Kamal emphasizes the significance of actuality and thorough studies, noting that the dependable ones could have hidden the stone in an area in which nobody ought to effortlessly locate it. In the meantime, Faisal praises Ela for Soon Aurora later securing a task for Hakan, he organizes a celebration to have fun prevailing the smooth of the Hagia Sophia venture. And presents Sela a necklace asking her to put on it to tonight's birthday celebration. On the equal time Zaeb researches all of Sinan's architectural works, even as Hakan, now operating in Faisal's protection, additionally serves as a shield on the occasion. Hila arranges a assembly among Hakan and Faisal. Simply then Zainab arrives with critical data and an assailant suddenly attempts to assault Faisal. Hakan fast grabs the attacker's arm and saves him. The attacker seems to be Guan's simplest son, the individual that turned into competing towards Fistal the for Hagia Sophia recovery venture. He believes Faisal is responsible for his father's loss of life. Phil's guys directly take the attacker away. Later Zay meets Hakan and informs him that she has found the stone's region. It's far on the Mimran Museum. Quickly after Rila arrives and right away praises the Hakan fast movement. She even flirts with Hakan, which places Zaib in a clumsy spot. Hakan facets with Hila and tells Zainab to skip alongside his regards to the Kaimal, suggesting he'll quickly be a part of them to retrieve the stone. Zaib, intrigued, quietly leaves after the birthday celebration. Zaib is going to the drugstore and is astonished to look its gate unlocked. While she enters, she reveals that a person has kidnapped Kaimal. With inside the basement, she discovers Kaimal tied to a chair as she techniques a boy named Amir unexpectedly assaults her. A battle ensues and subsequently Amir makes use of a drug to knock Zainab subconscious. While Zainab regains recognition, she fast subdues Amir with the aid of trapping him among her thighs. At the verge of demise, he vows that he'll by no means allow them to give up him to the immortals. In the demanding seconds, Ab realizes that Amir is additionally one of the loyals and informs him in their shared allegiance. Amir then examines their tattoos to affirm their identification and glad he releases them, even though he's deeply remorseful for having afflicted a lot. Later Kamal asks Amir approximately his father Sartor on the grounds that he's acquainted with him. Amir replies that his father is doing quality and he praises Zay's outstanding preventing abilities. Quickly after Hakan arrives and upon seeing the protector, Amir will become visibly delighted due to the fact operating with him is an issue of satisfaction. Kamal then explains that Hakan is heading with Amir to Prince Island to meet Sartor. While Hakan inquires approximately the purpose, Kamal clarifies that his own circle of relatives live there and that Sartor will offer him with greater information about his background. He additionally stresses the significance of staying linked together along with his beyond to higher put together for the chance of the immortals and steady their destiny. Accepting this, Hakan departs for the island with Air, even as Ayan and Kamal spark off looking for the stone. Kamal and Zainab look for the stone, however they are being watched with the aid of using a blind guy. In spite of their efforts, they fail to discover it, leaving them deeply disappointed. In the meantime, Hakan and Amir arrive at Prince Island, in which Sartor welcomes Hakan with notable pleasure. He's taking him to his mother and father residence and recounts a sad beyond. Hakan's father triumph over with the aid of using love had momentarily forgotten his responsibility. Even as bathing, he had eliminated his talismanic blouse, and in a determined try and guard his spouse, he faced an immortal with none safety but without the blouse's electricity. He stood no danger and changed into killed along his spouse. While Sartor and the others discovered of this, they rushed to his residence, best to discover that he had hidden younger Hakan in the kitchen, making sure his survival. On the alternative facet, Phil visits Zainab at her college, in which she is pursuing a Ph.D. in Ottoman records. He gives her a task inquiring for her assist with inside the recuperation of Hagia Sophia, but Zainab politely declines. Fazl insists, however. She firmly states that she is already dedicated to any other task and has no purpose. Ophidiot announcing if he have been clever he might have by no means selected this course. Kamal, angered with the aid of using his phrases, slaps him, shocking Hakan. In a rage, Hakan tells Amir to depart if he values his lifestyles. Kamal then orders Amir to go back to Princess Island. However, Amir refuses, mentioning that he has devoted his lifestyles to shielding the protector. Secretly, he is taking the flash power and units out to show Mazar himself. He is going to one and all Majar's antique places, collecting records from exhibits that someone has abducted Kaimal. With inside the basement, she discovers Kaimal tied to a chair as she strategies a boy named Amir suddenly attacks her. A war ensues, and in the end Amir uses a drug to knock Zainab unconscious, whilst Zainab regains popularity. She speedily subdues Amir with the useful resource of the use of trapping him amongst her thighs. On the verge of death he vows that he's going to never permit them to surrender him to the immortals in that stressful 2D. Zaynab realizes that Amir is additionally one of the loyals and informs him of their shared allegiance. Amir then examines their tattoos to verify their identity, and satisfied he releases the male even though he is deeply remorseful for having bothered plenty. Later Kamal asks Amir about his father Sardar at the grounds that he is familiar with him. Amir replies that his father is doing first-rate and he praises Zay's top-notch stopping competencies. Quick after Hakan arrives and upon seeing the protector Amir turns into visibly delighted because of the reality working with him is an problem of delight. Kamal then explains that Hakan is heading with Amir to Prince Island to meet Sardar. Even as Hakan inquires about the cause, Kamal clarifies that his personal own family lived there and that Sardar will provide him with extra records approximately his heritage. He moreover stresses the importance of staying related collectively alongside together along with his past to better prepare for the threat of the immortals and regular their future. Accepting this, Hakan departs for the island with Air at the same time as Zayn and Kamal set off seeking out the stone. Kamal and Zaynab search for the stone, but they are being watched with the resource of the use of a blind man. Despite their efforts they fail to find out it, leaving them deeply disappointed. Inside the interim, Hakan and Amir arrive at Prince Island wherein Sardar welcomes Hakan with great pride. He's taking him to his parents' house and recounts an unhappy past. Hakan's father Conquer with the resource of the use of love had momentarily forgotten his duty. At the same time as bathing he had removed his talismanic shirt, and in a decided try to protect his partner he confronted an immortal without any protection. However, without the shirt's power he stood no threat and modified into killed alongside his partner. Even as Sardar and the others determined of this, they rushed to his house to find out that he had hidden more youthful Hakan in the kitchen, ensuring his survival. At the opportunity, Aspect Phil visits Zaynab at her university wherein she is pursuing a PhD in Ottoman statistics. He offers her a venture asking for her help with inside the healing of Hagia Sophia. However, Zaynab politely declines. Fazil insists, but she firmly states that she is already committed to every other venture and has no cause